Scott Bauer standing by, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. What do you think, Scott? Wells Fargo not down quite as much, but JP Morgan not exactly lighting a fire under this group.
No, not at all. But before we talk about that, you know what is in the green today, Oliver? Bitcoin. Go figure.
18
Go
basis
figure.
points.
Unbelievable.
By the skin of its teeth. I'm waiting for it to break. What's going on here? The Nasdaq's down 2%.
I don't get it. There's no rhyme or reason out there. But anyway, let's talk about Wells Fargo. Yeah, we have to look at what the other banks did. And as Jeff was talking about, I think Wells Fargo is a little bit different because of the loan provision side on the mortgage side, as opposed to trading revenues and you know that side of the business. Billed,
Scott.
It sounded like it, right? But anyway, I really think here from both a technical and a fundamental standpoint here, Wells is in trouble. And if we break this kind of 36.5 to 37 level, just below where we are right now, I can see a 31, 32 print pretty easily. So in terms of trading it, you know, I always trade spread because I want to limit my risk. In this instance right here, I'm actually just buying some naked puts. Now, I am still totally risk defined because by having a long option position, whether it's calls or puts, all you can lose is the amount you've paid for your option. I'm buying next week 35 strike puts. I can do that for 35, 40 cents, somewhere right in that area right there. And on any negativity, and I think the big thing is going to be what loan loss provision they set aside for the housing, for the mortgage side of things. Again, I think we could see a 31 or 32 print here.
Okay. So bearish and looking for
definitely
this thing to drop a good amount. $35. You're not shying away from it here.
No, it's well beyond what the market maker expected move is. And again, I just think that, since we've seen JP, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, we've seen it on more the commercial side of things. But if Wells really, has a bad report and increases that loan loss provision because of the mortgage side of things, that to me is the next shoe to drop.
So that specific tie into the rate-driven volatility is pretty much the bear case here.
Absolutely. And listen, if it does get down to that 31, 32 level, I'm a buyer. I am absolutely a buyer. Just like in JP Morgan, if you look technically here, there's a big gap in the stock right around the 104 and a half area right there. From a technical standpoint, I'd probably dip in for a short-term run to the upside in JP if that gets down there around that area.
Okay. All right, so buying the downside in Wells Fargo. And how much of this is kind of the earnings strategy right now, Scott? I mean, is this emblematic of the approach overall you're taking here so far this earnings season? Is this against the backdrop of a market that's just still dragging here?
It really is. I earlier in the week, I had one other financial earnings play on, and that's for PNC, which comes out tomorrow. We were short that. We had a put spread on. We already took it off ahead of earnings here. So, yeah, I think the overall look at the market really is, Oliver, it's negative.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. We're watching Bitcoin to see if it will join to the downside this morning. The one holdout here. Thanks, Scott, for the trade. Short the banks into earnings. CEO of Prosper Trading Academy when we come back.